Hi everyone, today my group presents on what are 5 steps RM process to produce RAR. Before I start, I would like to ask you a question. What is risk management? Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing hazards, and implementing control measures to eliminate, or mitigate the level of risk involved in any given tasks. Next, let me touch on risk management structure. Under risk management, there are concept, philosophy, purpose, principles, and approach, risk management process and risk management plan. For today's lesson, I would like to touch on 5-step process which is under risk management process. What is 5-step process? 5-step process is a continuous process of identifying, accessing and controlling hazard risks arising from the operations, training, and organized activities. The 5 steps are: Step 1. Identify hazards. Step 2. Assess hazards. Step 3. Develop control measures. Step 4. Implement control measures. Step 5. Supervise and evaluate control measures. Next, allow me to zoom into Step 1 first, identify hazards. Using 5M factors for identifying hazards as they can influence the safe conduct of activities. The 5M factors are mission, man, machine, medium, and management. Under Step 1, firstly, to prepare a RMP, when preparing the RAR, reference should be made to the Hazard and Control Measures Manual, which is posted on the Army Safety website. An RAC should be used as a checklist to cover the 5M factors from the ground perspective. This will allow a more balanced approach to risk assessment, as it takes into consideration both the activity-based hazards and 5M factors. Secondly, to prepare a RAW, collectively identify the critical hazards and determine the control measures by the stakeholders. After that, conducting officer will prepare the RAW, and seek approval from the supervising officer. Next, Step 2, assess hazards. The risk level is determined using the Risk Assessment Matrix, RAM, and can be categorized as extremely high, moderate or low. The appropriate level of command must make the risk decision in accordance to the level of risk involved. Extremely high and high-risk activities must be referred to level up the chain of command for approval. Next, Step 3 is to develop control measures. It is to develop appropriate control measures to either reduce the risks, or eliminate the hazards. Many hazards associated with Army operations, platforms, and equipment have been reviewed, and are addressed by safety regulations and control measures reflected in the TSR or operator manuals. These hazards need not be covered in the RMP again. The RAR focuses on specific hazards pertaining to the activity. Next. Step 4 is to implement control measures. It is to implement the control measures which should be integrated into the lesson plan/exercise or operation plan. The control measures to be taken must be effectively communicated to all participants, especially those responsible for implementing and supervising them. After that, a safety brief must be carried out before the activity commences. It covers the identified hazards, control measures, person responsible for implementing them, and other relevant details for the safe conduct of training. The safety briefing should be concise and targeted to the audience. Safety briefing for an extended training should be conducted in day and night separately. This serves to ensure that the safety pointers are kept current and relevant to the immediate training. Next, Step 5 is to supervise the implementation of control measures. It is to supervise the implementation of control measures as well as to reevaluate the relevancy and effectiveness of the control measures. Commanders must strictly enforce implementation, and ensure performance to standards. The safety officer should also walk the ground to observe compliance of the control measures, and to take immediate corrective actions if necessary. Evaluation done in alignment to ALP to capture lessons learned, and to improve upon the RM process. The effectiveness of control measures recommended in the RAR is to be communicated to the relevant SSSOHQ or SME who developed the lesson plan. Therefore, the end product is as such. That is the end of the presentation. Thank you for watching the video.